Hello everyone, thank you for tuning in. Welcome back to the Reuben Lyran Healer channel. On this channel I talk about spirituality, I talk about songwriting, music, I talk about spiritual development and much more. If that's the sort of things that you like, then please click subscribe and please stay tuned. Hey folks, in this video I will be talking a bit about the Lion's Gate that we're coming up into in a few weeks. So I'm very excited about the Lion's Gate, and I'm going to be doing some card reading with multiple decks of cards. I've even got my runes over here, so I'll be doing a bit of psychic reading, intuitive reading, whatever you want to call it. I'll be doing some of that so I can pull some messages for us to help us navigate and prepare properly for this beautiful energy, which is completely life-changing. It's such a powerful energy and a powerful time of the year. So it's the best time for raising your vibration. It's like everything in the year has led up to that moment to prepare you to be your best spiritual self and to raise your vibration fully. So let's get into it. I'll just say a little bit about doing energy work. So if you are on my channel, if you've found this video, then you're most likely a person who's into spiritual subjects, such as what are the chakras, what is REIKI, what are the various other healing systems, how can you boost your intuition, stuff like that. How do you raise your vibration? How do you keep your bodies in your well-being system? How do you keep that in sync? And through such and such methods. It's all about keeping up good self-care, and self-care is a very wide subject. When I talk about self-care, I'm talking about everything. It's like keeping on top of your mental health, like not stressing yourself out, not overworking, setting boundaries with other people, having me time. All of these stuff is self-care. Like booking yourself in for a REIKI session, or doing self-REIKI if you're attuned to REIKI, or there's various other healing systems. I also work with Sechem as well, so all of these things help to develop yourself. They help to bring well-being and balance your spiritual bodies. Be mindful of how much exercise you have, how much sleep you get. Make sure you're getting a good amount. Maybe not oversleeping. I do that sometimes, just because I'm more of a night person. But yeah, I won't get into that because that's off the subject. So just raising your vibration and keeping your whole well-being system going. So that's keeping it a healthy aura. So a way to do this is by doing visualization techniques. So visualizing shields forming around you, so you can visualize bathing yourself in white light. Visualize yourself wearing a cloak is one that I like to use as well. So there's visualization is a very good one. There's lots of meditations that you can do. You can do a guided meditation. You can just do a meditation where you just focus on a single subject or object. Or there is meditations where you just let thoughts drift in and out and you don't try to control them and you don't focus on them, you just let them drift in and out peacefully. So that's also meditation. All of these things help to bring balance to the mind, body and spirit, and they contribute to your well-being. Please make sure that you're trying to do a lot of these things. Like a lot of the stuff is very obvious, like eating the right foods. If you're wanting to raise your vibration, if you're wanting to have good health and well-being, then looking at the foods that you're eating, looking at what you're drinking, all of this stuff is very important. Another thing to bear in mind is to be more self-aware. Like, start asking yourself questions. Like, start doing a bit of shadow work. Like, who am I? Like, ego aside, who are you underneath? Like, what is your purpose? Like, obviously these are very difficult questions and you're not just gonna get them off the bat, but it's good to just start thinking more deeply, because life is meaningful. It's not just a television show. It's not just about the Matrix. All of us need to start looking at the more meaningful and more important things, like nature and love and care and all of these beautiful things. If you're wanting to raise your vibration, if you're wanting to have a healthy aura and chakra system, if you're wanting to be very good at directing energy, whether it's for magical work or for energy healing or for psychic work even, like a good well-being and a well-rounded energy system is needed for all of those things. And another thing to bear in mind, which I did touch upon in my Reiki video, is that when your energy system is out of sync, other problems can arise, and these can arise as health problems, or for some it may arise as night terrors. You may not have proper shielding. Most of the 9 times out of 10, the person who has night terrors and is being attacked sometimes by lower vibrational entities, they don't have the necessary protection at hand. So, which is interesting, if you're one of those people who need more protection, then please check back at my future videos, because some of the upcoming videos I'm going to be doing are going to be on protection magic. I'm going to do a whole series. It was suggested by one of the viewers to do a video on protection magic, so I will be doing that soon. Alright, now that I've talked your ear off, I'm going to read a few cards and then let's get into it. So here I've got some of my magical keys. As you may know, as some of you may know, because I've mentioned it in some of the other videos if you've watched it, one of my patron goddesses is the goddess Hecate, so her symbol is keys, or one of her symbols is keys anyway. Alright, so these cards here, these are angel cards. So I'm just going to focus on what do we need to prepare, or how do we need to prepare, what things do we need to bear in mind in these upcoming weeks leading up to the Lion's Gate portal. How can we get into balance? How can we step into our power? I ask that our spirit guides and angels please attune with us now. Please give us the message and the guidance that we need. Thank you. Alright, so the card which I've picked that's what it looks like, and on the other side it says, Tabris, the angel of free will, alchemy by choosing your door to the light. I am the angel of free will. I bring the God-given right to choose your future. It is not irrevocably fixed. There are numerous paths and doors ahead of you, and at certain points you may make choices. I stand beside you. If you choose to invoke me, I will help to guide your steps. If you are stressed or unfulfilled in your present situation, I bring the opportunity of change. This will not be easy, because such alchemy will affect others in your life. But if they love you, they will want your happiness. It will be a test of their true feelings and your commitment. There may be some sacrifices involved, but this is what you must do to find your door to the light. Place my name in a prominent place in your home. So that's as simple as just writing the name Tabris, so that's spelled Tabris, and she's the angel of free will. So place that name in a prominent place in your home. Invoke the angel Tabris every day, asking for the opportunity for change. Wait for signs and indication that changes are on the way. When the time comes, ask for my guidance for your highest good. With patience, courage and faith, a more spiritually satisfying life will come to pass, for your door leads to true peace of mind. Alright, that's the angel of free will. Let's see if I can pick up any intuitive messages from that. I'm seeing a star. So I feel like it's to do with like popularity or being rewarded. Right, can you, spirit guides, please can you just clarify the message for us? Alright, so a message which I'm coming through is like I'm being told to remind you of the importance of your own energy. So like when you're investing your time and energy into things, know that you're investing. It's like saving. It's the same as like if you're throwing money at something, then make sure it's for a good reason. So if you the same applies for your time and energy. If you want to be rewarded, then invest wisely. Invest your time and energy wisely. Okay, that's the message that I get from that. So I'll pop that card down. So I'll give you one more reminder. So that is the Tabris, the angel of free will. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to pull out the OZ Egyptian Oracle. Let's see which cards we've got. We can draw from here. Got for us? Spirit guides, angels, ascended masters. Alright, we're good. Alright. So the card which I've just drawn is Satis. So she is a goddess of fertility and satisfaction. So satisfaction especially is very important because like if you're not satisfied with what you're doing, if you're not satisfied with your life, then you're always wanting more. But it's important to just remember that you need to be thankful for what you do have. The more that you're thankful, the more good things that you will draw to yourself. What's coming through is like satisfaction is like a state of mind, or I don't know if that really makes sense, but your satisfaction's all to do with your state of mind. So basically, if you look at it this way, three different people may have exactly the same amount of money, or they exactly the same home and the things in it. They may have the same job or the same family, or well, that might be a bit weird, the same sort of family rather, but basically they have the same wealth and abundance, although maybe only one of those people is satisfied with what they have. So basically, you just need to be mindful of your mindset, because the mindset is the key here. But yeah, definitely gratitude and thanks. I cannot say it enough. The more that I'm guilty of this, it's sometimes hard to remember to do it, especially when you feel like the universe is kicking you down, because you may have a door closed on you, or something upsetting's happened to you, or a bad experience. But it's best to focus on the positive, focus on what you've learned from that situation, and focus on where you can make a difference. It goes back to the serenity prayer. I don't usually quote Christianity, but the serenity prayer is a good thing to bear in mind. Like, God grant me serenity, or Goddess grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the faith to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. So that is the serenity prayer. So that is a good way to think of it, because there's no use crying over spilt milk. There's no use focusing on what you don't have. There's no point in being envious of what other people have, because there you're just sending out your energy into the universe in an unfruitful way. When you're giving thanks and when you're being grateful and when you're focusing on positive things, then it's just going to bring more of those positive things to you. So that is the message of satisfaction. That is the important thing. So that's something to bear in mind in the next few weeks. Alright, pull out another card from the Ozette Oracle. Right, you. Alright, the Horus Bark. So this is the next card. Alright, so this card, so it says on it the Sacred Union. Alright, so the Sacred Union, this is what our existence on this earth is all about, the sacred union between you and the divine. So this is what most of the religions are seeking for. Even like secret societies such as like Freemasonry and stuff like that, it's all about raising yourself up, elevating yourself up until you can really feel that strong connection with the divine. So I want you to just take some time to think about your relationship with the divine. Like, you may be atheist, you may not believe in divinity, or you may be like me, you may believe that divinity is within you, or you may believe that divinity is within and without. Divinity is in everything. So depending on your own beliefs, but it is important at this time to just take a moment to really think about your sacred union and how you can improve your relationship with the divine. And when I say that, I mean that in a spiritual way. I don't mean that you have to go to church or anything like that. Alright, so that's Horace's back. I'm going to pull one more card from here. I feel like I want this card. Alright, so the card which I was drawn to pull is the Scarab, and that's all about spiritual transformation. So it's very interesting that that card has came up, because I'm currently working on creating my own spiritual energy healing system, and I'm being very drawn to the deity Khepri. So he's like the scarab, Egyptian scarab deity. So to the ancient Egyptians, the scarab was very mystical and magical, because basically it from out of nothing, it gave birth, basically. So they used to roll up dung into a ball, and from that new life would be born. So they connected that with like the sun. So basically, have a look. I'm probably not describing that very well there, but the creator deity Khepri or Khepera, he is a very powerful and important deity. He's one of the Egyptian creator deities. So this creator energy is very, very powerful, and this creative energy, the energy of the creator is within all of us. So we are all powerful beyond our own knowing. We cannot imagine how powerful we really are, and the limits to that power and what we can really do, because our imagination just cannot stretch to that point. So just be mindful of that, because we are going through like a regeneration. We are being rolled up into a ball of dung, so to speak. That's all of the shit show, excuse my French, all of the shit show that we go through, all of the pressure of everything that's always surrounding us at every moment, with social media, with friends and family going MIA or throwing negativity at you. There's all of this stuff going on, but it's all pushing us forward. The ball is being rolled forward, and all of that is being compressed, and from it will spring the new you, which is the sacred scarab, and it will fly. So yeah, the creative energy, that is very powerful. So if you want to just take some time, focus on the sacred scarab. See if you can get a picture, save a picture of the scarab beetle or Khepera or Khepri. Put a picture of it as your screensaver. Allow yourself, like, every so often to look at that picture, look at that image. Put a picture on the wall if you like. If you have a little shrine or an altar, you could put a picture of Khepera or the sacred scarab on there. So it's all about connecting with that powerful creative energy, because that primal, that creative power, that is what is flowing through now. That's what comes through the star portals, the Lion's Gate portals, etc. And that's what's been building up to this time. So yeah, if we have a look at these cards together, so we've got satisfaction, spiritual transformation, sacred union. So let's see if I can hold them up for you so you can see them together. Hope you can see that. Alright, so yes. So satisfaction, fertility and satisfaction, so that's all about new things, new life, and then going into the scarab of spiritual transformation, and then the sacred union. So it's so much powerful energy, and it's so much good energy. So yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'm going to pop those cards away. They gave a lovely message. I will continue the reading with another deck. So this is the Ascended Masters cards, and I've actually got my own oracle in here as well. These little white cards, I've made them myself, so I'll use some of those as well. Alright, Ascended Masters, what messages have you got for us for the lead up towards the Lion's Gate? Alright. I feel like, yes, I want you. Alright. So St. Francis, follow your heart is a message. So pulled that one. So follow your heart, that's pretty self-explanatory. So it's like a basic message. Everyone has probably heard that from someone at some point, but it's something a lot of people forget to actually do. It is very important, and just like when you're making decisions, just like instead of like thinking from the head and the mind all of the time, sometimes just try to really tune into the heart and make your decisions from the heart instead. If everyone made the decisions, if everyone thought from the heart instead of from the mind, then the world would be a utopia. Okay. Alright, so the next card I've got, so the Ascended Master Toph is coming through. So, Tehuti, as the Egyptians knew him. So the message which is coming through is right. So there's some emphasis here. So I'm not sure if it's telling you to write down like your shadow work or to do journaling, but there's definitely an emphasis here to write down something. So pick up a pen, pick up a book, so whether it's writing down your dreams which you have, writing down experiences, or if you're writing an autobiography, just like whatever you feel drawn to write, then really do that. Really invest a little bit of time into doing that, because it will be very valuable, especially in the next few weeks. Hello, kitty cat. So follow your heart and write. St. Francis and Tehuti. Okay. Yoga. Alright, so the next Ascended Master who's come through is Babaji. So, movement. So, I feel like we're covering a lot of bases here. So, movement and like yoga. So, like sacred movement and like the movement of energy is very important. Oh, here comes the kitty cat. Careful you don't set yourself on fire with candle. Careful, Lulu. Right, so sorry, getting distracted there. So yoga. So yeah, it's very important to be aware of the movement of energy. So just get moving like as often as you can. If you're wanting to work on your vibration, if you're wanting to get some good results, if you're wanting to really tune into the energy of the Lion's Gate, which is, you'll be able to feel the energy now actually, because you can always feel these big energies of like the Lion's Gate, etc. You can always feel it like weeks, maybe months in advance. So yeah, the movement of energy is very important. So just whether you can commit to going to some yoga classes, or whether you just at home and you don't want to do a yoga class, you don't know yoga, so you just want to do a bit of stretching, so just get moving, really get moving, whether it's doing a little bit of dance, whether it's just being really floaty with your body and just listening to your body and just going with the movements of the energy. So just like movement in yoga is very important. So let's see. Alright, I'm gonna pull these cards. So let's see what the, oh, why are you that way? Alright, let's pull some of these. So can we clarify some more stuff, what we need to do? Alright, so the card I've just pulled is this one. So here we have a lotus pillar. So it's a big pillar or column, and there is a lotus flower on top. So this one represents like power, and like there's the eternity symbol there and the Ankh, so there's lots of powerful and good energies coming through. So basically the message is be like the flowers and really soak in as much good energy as you can. And you, like some of the other cards are saying, you will really go through a transformation if you just really open yourself up to the energy, and if you really devote a bit of time to doing some of the things which the spirit is guiding you to do. Alright, so the next card I've got, alright, so the next card we've got is the Black Cat, and number 13. So this card to me is a very introspective card. So it's like, and it's also kind of to do with spiritual awakening and evaluating everything in your life, and just staring out into the night sky, looking up at the stars, and just being in awe, and just kind of seeing the patterns of everything falling together or weaving together. I don't know if I'm explaining that very well, but let's see if we can pick up any spiritual guidance. Alright, so a test. I heard a test, so I feel like some of us are going to be going through a test. So yeah, I feel like some of us have been going through a lot of tests. Some of us have been through them already. Some of you may have tests yet to come, but these are very important because these are to do with your soul contracts, and these are going to really make important changes, or they're going to inspire important changes in your life. Okay, so pop that card down there. Grab one more of these cards. Alright, so I love this card. So this card is the dolphin card, and the symbol down at the bottom, that is one of my light codes for healing. So this card represents there's a very strong need for healing, and this is the best time to get it. So there's a call for you to really buckle down on the self-care routine. Really look after number one, because stop spreading yourself too thinly. Stop exhausting yourself at the expense, or doing everything at the expense of your own well-being and self-care. Hello, you. Careful. Alright, so yeah, the message is to really the message is to really focus on your health and well-being. So if you can book in to see if you can book yourself in for that REIKI session, that massage session, that chiropractor session, the Chinese medicine session that you've been putting off, because listen to what your body needs. Listen to the needs of your. You know what your body needs, because the body has its own subtle ways of telling you what it needs and what it wants. So go with the guidance, really. And as well as going for the healing, it's important also to start learning for yourself. Start learning what ways can you start to heal yourself, what ways can you start to help to heal other people, and to awaken other people, to raise other people's vibrations. So all of this is signalled in that card as well. So because that card represents a healer. So when I talk about a healer is a person not who goes around magically healing everyone. A healer is a person who teaches someone else, or gives someone else the experience of healing themselves. So I call myself Reuben Lyran healer, because I'm the one who is going out giving people the healing experiences, but I can't take credit for that healing, because I'm tapping into a higher source. So basically I'm kind of the catalyst, or the light switch, or I'm the connection to the healing, but I'm not the healing itself. The healing itself comes from you, because it's your own natural healing process. Everyone can heal themselves. So basically, this is what you're being asked to learn. Be careful, Tallulah. So yeah, that is the message from Spirit. So if you move your tail, Lulu, I'll grab another Ascended Mastercard, and I'm going to wrap this up. So any final thoughts for consideration? Alright, Spirit, Ascended Masters, Angels, Guides, please give us some final thoughts to wrap up this reading. Alright, on to you. Alright, so the card which I've just pulled is Apollo, and his message is to focus upon your strengths. So in these next few weeks, focus on your strengths. Oh, blooming little dog. Right, focus on your strengths there. So really be a light and a beacon. Like Apollo, be a light, and be an example for other people. And when you're focusing on your strengths, all you can do is excel, because you're not being someone else. You're not trying to be something that you're not. You're just shining. So that is Apollo's message to you. So, never mind. So, right, I'm going to pull one rune to wrap it up. And we're going to... Alright, so I pulled the rune Rad. Oh, I feel like one rune is a bit silly. So Rad is the rune. It's like the rune. I usually combine Rad with Yo, the horse. So, did I have my book with me? No. So we've got Rad and Dayag. So there is a focus on movement again. So that ties back into the Babaji card, the yoga. Yeah, the Dayag rune, that connects with the Apollo card. So again, Dayag is the rune for daylight. And Apollo is the god of light. So I'm sure you can see the connection there. Also, I just had a quick look in the book, and it's got a very... I was on the right track when I told you about movement and journeying for the Rad rune. So I'll read you what it says in this book. This book is Reading the Runes by Kim Farnell. It's a very good book. So that's the rune Rad. Usually Rad is associated with wagons, which make it the rune of the traveller, and it can offer protection to the traveller. Also, Rad also signifies the passage of the sun and stars through the heavens. It is also associated with spiritual and mental journeys, and can indicate that there is a path to follow that can solve a particular problem. So it's interesting that it's on about the passage of the sun and stars through the heavens, because we're coming up into the Lion's Gate, and with the Lion's Gate, the star Sirius, that aligns with the pyramids, and that is kind of an important factor in the Lion's Gate energy. So that the Lion's Gate reaches its peak on the 8th of August, so that's pretty soon. So that is the Rad. I'll read you what it says about Dayag. So this was the rune which connected with Apollo, because it's the rune of daylight. Alright, so it says, Dayag is a wonderful rune to find if your life has been in limbo, or if you have not been making progress, as it suggests that a time of waiting will soon be over and that major events and turning points are on the way. It is a rune of good fortune. Dayag refers to a time when work can successfully go ahead. It's one of the runes that is identical when reversed. Its independence is further enhanced, because no matter how life turns out, its energy cannot be turned or reversed, and its transformation is always positive. Dayag may signify protection when new people or situations enter your life. Dayag has great protective powers and is a rune of health, prosperity and new openings. It can prevent harm and encourage helpful energies. It is a rune of change, of gradual but slow improvement, prosperity and completion. It represents the end of an era and the beginning of a new day. Wow. Occasionally, Dayag can bring secrets out into the open, or it can show why a particular route or activity has been blocked or closed to you. This revelation allows you to move forward in the kind of clear vision that you have when the sun is shining, rather than continuing to grope about in the dark. Sometimes Dayag is associated with children, and it can indicate that any children in your circle will be happy and successful. It can also indicate fun and happiness. new and pleasurable activities and a burst of fresh energy. So that's Dayag, the light rune. So yeah, that's 2 brilliant runes. So just tying that all up. So we had this card. So this card is all about improving ourselves, stepping into our light, stepping into our power. Let our petals soak up the light of source or spirit. And the other card we had the lucky black cat. Also, I forgot to mention there's the rune sigil on there. So that is the rune of the sun. So again, that's a more positive energy, more goodness, and a connection to the Dayag rune, which is the rune of daylight. So sigil represents the sun energy. So it is the equivalent to the sun card in the tarot deck, sigil. That rune. So then we also had the dolphin card. So again, we've got, again to recap, the dolphin energy is about, it emphasises healing. So healing ourselves and healing other people, or just kind of just coming together and kind of just bathing each other in good vibes and good things, and just bringing good things out and just making positive experiences together. That is what this card is representing. So all of these energies are coming together. These are some of the energies which are at play now as we go into the Lion's Gate. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you found that useful. If anyone's got any questions, then please comment. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. So thank you very much for tuning in, and please stay tuned because I will be giving another update as we get closer to the Lion's Gate on August the 8th. So yeah, please stay tuned for that. And I've not forgotten about my music video, how to record a song. That video will be coming soon also. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope this reading has been useful for some of you all, and I hope it really resonates with you. So thank you. Brightest blessings and namaste.